This latest tragedy is getting more people talking and asking, what are the signs? Can someone look for to help prevent such tragedies? I'm joined by Professor Heath Grant. He's the assistant professor in the Department of Police and Science and Criminal Justice at John Jay Criminal Justice. It's really shocking and almost horrifying to see this spike in numbers. Is there any way to explain those spikes?
It's a terrible thing, but it's the link between police suicide and stress has been known in the profession for many years. And certainly, I wouldn't say it's something unique to New York, although we're seeing this spike here right now. It is a national problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 125 around the U.S. I mean, it's quite a problem all over.
A professional problem. We say internationally confirmed it's between 120 and 140 right now, and even those numbers can be underreported because the stigma often it might be reported as something else other than a suicide.
Now, we just saw Pat Lynch, the PBA president, and we all know cops, male and female cops, they're tough people. They really are tough. But sometimes I think we forget what they see every day. Is this at the core of this crisis?
In my opinion, it's exactly the core. I mean, we train officers, like we do with other helping professions, we train them to hold their emotions, to be professional, to detach from the situation, and that can lead to further problems because they're not communicating the emotions, the stress that they're feeling on the day and on the job.
You use the phrase compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue, what does that mean?
So it just means burnout and stress that comes from being in a helping profession or wanting to help others. So it's not necessarily a trauma I've directly experienced, but in seeing the trauma of others I'm trying to help, ultimately over time that can wear me down as a person.
And you know, we talk about soldiers facing PTSD.
Very similar.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it would seem to me that what a police officer faces on a daily basis, whether it's deaths, murders, etc., it becomes like what a soldier faces.
It can look very much the same, and I think it's compounded in policing where I think particularly now, and this may explain some of the spike nationally, not just in New York, police go out, come into the profession wanting to help, wanting to make a difference, and this is something I've seen in my career, but it's also documented in research. They come in wanting to make a difference, and then, particularly now, they're going out there and they're looked upon as the enemy. I mean, in New York City, we recently had the experience where officers were having water thrown on them, and that's what's going on. And sometimes that can be a result of the media's attention and only portraying one side of an issue, too. And I think, so if I'm out there, I've got the best intentions, I want to help, and I feel like I can't help you because you don't like me, you fundamentally hate me, that can cause some of these, that doesn't directly lead to suicide, but certainly over time can build up as compassion fatigue or stress.
All right, we have a lot of families out there with officers, mothers, sons, brothers, and they got to be saying to themselves, hey, I got to be careful. What are the warning signs here?
So there are many warning signs, and again, I'll be clear, these are warning signs for compassion fatigue, not suicide specifically.
Okay, okay.
So there are things like emotional exhaustion at home, on the job, increased irritability, both at home and on the job. It can be even things like weight gain and not being able to sleep, and some of those more common anxiety-related stressors.
And what would a family do if they see these stresses? What should they do? What should a wife or a husband do?
The best thing is to try to work with the individual to communicate about what's going on, help them self-reflect on how they're feeling, both in the job and at home, and what might be changing in the job that it could be disturbing them or leading to these types of indicators or stressors.
Yeah, I mean, I think you put it in such a good thing that what these people face on a daily basis is unlike perhaps any profession, except perhaps our soldiers.
Exactly.
And we certainly hope they're armed with all the tools to fight this. Professor Heath Grant, thank you so much at John Jay College. We appreciate you coming in.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you.